Hello everyone and welcome to another Q&A video. Now a lot of people keep asking, because we've had a lot of people commenting on the healer gameplay videos that why don't Guardians use open with Saber throw and then force leap? Because what we see is a lot of Guardians making the mistake when they pull with Saber throw and then they force leap in as a tank. We don't want to do this. Now it does generate a lot of focus. There's a lot of people who seem to say that, yeah, it's a way of generating focus. That's true. But however, our goal, whenever we pull anything, whenever we pull trash, whenever we pull a boss, is to generate as much threat as possible. Now, the problem with this is that our biggest threat generator, ability-wise, other than taunts, is Guardian Slash. So the goal is to get Guardian Slash out as quickly as possible. When we're doing single target, it will be our second ability that we use. Okay, we're going to force leap Guardian Slash right away. Okay, we want that Guardian Slash off because it just generates it is our best in terms of threat generation. Okay, it's our best ability. Best sort of, other than the taunts, obviously, you get your taunt and your challenging call here, which is single target, obviously taunt, single target, challenging call is your AoE taunt. However, the problem with if you use Saber Throw, Force Leap, Guardian Slash is your third ability. That's 3 global cooldowns into your rotation. The problem is we have DPS. And most DPS will be hitting their big abilities. If you think about it, if you're a TK Sage, your Thundering Blast is just going to be landing before we hit that Guardian Slash, because generally as soon as the tank initiates combat, you start hitting your abilities as DPS. Again, if we were a Guardian, if we were a Vigilant spec, we'd be force leaping in ahead of the tank, because our force leap would be our opening attack. We'd be force leaping, we'd be halfway through a Master Strike, which is our best ability. Again, Marauders would be in their gore window or their precision window. If they were combat, they'll have their dot specs are a bit slower, but a lot of DPS that play burst specs are into their big hits. Aimed shot will be landing, an auto crit aimed shot from a gunslinger will be landing, hopefully at that time. So that's why you tend to lose threat. Because what we want to do is get in there. Now, if you really, really need focus, then use combat focus. Combat focus can be used out of combat, and will give you half a focus bar, 6 focus, and then you can force leap in, and then you have enough focus to Guardian Slash. So we start with this, hit this, and then look at that, second global cooldown's a Guardian Slash. Okay. It also reduces the target's damage. There you go, second global cooldown ability was Guardian Slash. Bear in mind that if you take preparation, whenever we exit combat, the cooldown of combat focus will always be reset. So it'll always be available at the start of a fight. Because whenever we exit combat, force leap, saber throw as well. But saber throw, it does have its uses if we're doing AoE threat. Now AoE threat is a little bit different. We want to combat focus, leap in. We want to hit sweep as well. Not good enough to hit that. We want to hit sweep, then we want to hit the what is it called, warding strike, and then Guardian Slash, because a lot of people do that. They leap, warding strike, Guardian Slash. Again, third global cooldown is our biggest threat. Bear in mind the force sweep does generate threat. See if we can find the ability about it. There is I can't remember what it's called again. Let's focus defense. See if we can find the little ability there. There it is, single saber mastery. Okay. Increase the threat generated by force sweep slash riposte and cyclone slash by 15%. So again, force leap, force sweep is a decent threat generator because again, get force leap off, and then the reason why we hit warding strike and then Guardian Slash when we're AoEing is if we have the buff from warding strike, then this will hit 8 targets. Or 7 additional targets. Yeah, I'll hit 8, the target plus 7. If it has the benefit of What does it say? Warding strike. If you're protected by your warding strike, because warding strike gives you a little defense buff. So there it is. Warding strike protects you, and this then becomes an AoE. You see, it does a wider area of damage. So again, that's really the thing, and then of course we fill in with Cyclone Slash. So that's the mistake that a lot of Guardian tanks, they tend to make that mistake. And again, you saw it happen in Legacy of the Rakata, where we got hit a lot by them racist Rakatas. You know, you gotta hit that big threat generator, because, you know, get over those Rakatas' inherent racial prejudices, because, you know, that's what they're like. You know, they're worse than the cops in the US. That's what they're like. So we want to be generating big threat, and Guardian Slash is our biggest threat. You could argue Hilt Bash as well is decent as well, but yeah, Guardian Slash is our biggest source of threat. On a single target, Smash, Force Sweep we want to be doing, then Warding Strike, and then Guardian Slash tends to be our thing as well. Because again, Force Sweep, because it's just quick, and it will hit multiple targets, and it also puts a debuff on them. I think the debuff lowers their accuracy. You also get Force Sweep 75% more damage, and the crit strike of Cyclone Slash and Master Strike. So you get this ability as well, which gives you a bit more damage out of it, a bit more threat as well. So again, that's really our why we don't use it, because it just generates so little threat. Saber Throw and Leap generate very little threat on their own, and what you find is that the DPS are hitting something big before we've had a chance to build threat. So we're on the back foot. We're then taunting when we don't really need to taunt. That's the goal of a tank, is we don't really want to be taunting unless we have to, okay? Because we can produce enough threat in our opener. There's enough threat generated from our opening attacks to keep aggro on most bosses. In raid environments, we're probably going to be taunting as well as hitting a high threat opener. Again, I've got this stim because I'm mostly play as Vigilant. So we've got a Vigilant set of gear, and we just pulled this off of our what's it called, our Juggernaut. Bought some commendation gear. If you're gearing a tank, don't buy the 190 implants, get the 192 ones, because they've got defense in them. Still to augment. That's why we're a bit low on sort of stats. 23% defense, could do a bit better there actually, but you know, we're not too bad. We're not really fully augmented as of yet. This side is all augmented, apart from a couple of 156 augments. We've got the old set bonus in. We've got like some 162 armorings, because the old set bonus does give us a nice little boost. Again, increase the duration of blade turning by 1 second, and the duration of invincible or warding call by 2 seconds. It's 40% damage for another 40% less damage, should we say, for another 2 seconds. And of course, increase the amount of damage absorbed by Sonic Barrier or Blade Barrier, which of course we get from Blade Storm. Increases the amount absorbed. So again, it is a nice little mitigation buff there, having the old 4-piece set bonus. But anyway, that is why we don't open with Saber Throw, and we see a lot of Guardians doing it. I don't know why they tend to do it, to be honest with you, because you have combat focus there. If you need the focus, use combat focus. Combat focus, bear in mind, as the tank, you are controlling the pool. When we're doing a flashpoint, you're in control of the pool. So yeah, you should be at least. Fucking DPS don't decide to pull before you. So you want to use combat focus, use Force Leap, and taking preparation's good for doing trash. When we exit combat, it basically brings these 3 off cooldown when we exit combat, which is pretty decent for us, as it means we can just get back into combat fairly quickly, and we're not waiting around, and those impatient DPS aren't coming at us, jumping into the fight. So yeah, that is all for this video. So thank you for joining me. Hopefully we've explained it a little bit better. So it's all about threat. That's it. Threat is, your opener is threat generation. Don't open with taunt as well, and don't taunt on cooldown. If you have threat, there's no need to taunt. I see a lot of people doing this. You just see the boss constantly with the taunt debuff up, you know, and you see it constantly up there, you know, about a few minutes into the fight. It's like, if you're not losing threat, there's no real need to be taunting on cooldown. To be honest, an opening with taunt is a bit kind of derpy. You could open taunt, saber throw. Nah, why bother with that? Guardian Slash will get the job done for us just as well. The hell's wrong with his eyes? He doesn't have any eyes. He's a Mira Luca. Why is his eyes lighting up? Alright, so anyway, that is all for this video. Thank you for joining me, and we'll see you again soon, and goodbye.